Morning students, we are going to start with the lesson, the third level. Few students requested me to redo the lesson. The present lesson is written by Jack Finney. He was born in 1911. Very famous writer. He is one of the book named The Body Snatchers. The Body Snatchers is made into a movie also. The present lesson is published in 1950. This present lesson is about, you all know the third level, the title itself, there is nothing but a mere figment of what? Charles' imagination. Charles is the character of this story. It is, you can say, hallucination of this person. See, it is actually the president of the New York Central and presidents of the New York Central and the New York, New Haven and Hartford rails will swear on a stack of timetables. You just check all the railway lines. They had in the stack means they very promisingly said that in their timetables there are only two levels of what? Railway platforms. But I say means here the character is speaking, there are three levels because I have been on the third level of the Grand Central Station. Why is he saying that? Because he is saying that he was there in the third level too. Yes, I have taken the obvious step. I talked to a psychiatrist friend of mine among others because people were not ready to believe that there is a third level also. So, what did Charles do? Charles went and met a psychiatrist. What is his name? Just see, I went to meet a psychiatrist. For what purpose? Because people were started suspecting him. That's why. That is one of his friend only, the psychiatrist. I told him about the third level at Grand Central Station and he said it was a walking dream wish fulfillment. What is a walking dream wish fulfillment means? You wanted to go to that particular place, so you are dreaming that you been to that particular place. Who said that? The psychiatrist said that. He said I was unhappy. That made my wife kind of mad. But he explained that he meant the modern world is full of insecurity, fear, war, worry and all the rest of it, and that I just want to escape. So, what are the things the doctor said? Doctor said that Charles is very unhappy because of what? Because of all the war problems, isn't it? War and all the troubles and all the worries. So, he just wanted to escape from these troubles. That's why he is saying that he's been to which place? The third level. After hearing this, who was so sad? The wife is so worried. Then what else happened? Well, who doesn't? Everybody I know wants to escape, but they don't want wander down into any third level at Grand Central Station. Then Charles is again giving the explanation that the psychiatrist, what he said is not correct. People are having so many problems. That doesn't mean that they will be going to where? Going to the third level. But that is the reason he said, and my friends all agreed. But again and again the psychiatrist is saying that he just wanted to escape from all the difficulties. That's why he is claiming that he is been to which place? The third level. And all his friends agreed to the doctor. Everything points to it, they claim. My stamp collecting, for example, that's a temporary refuge from reality. See, well, maybe, but my grandfather didn't need any refuge from reality. Things were pretty nice and peaceful in his day, from all I hear, and he started my collection. It is a nice collection too. Blocks of 4 of practically every US issue, first day covers and so on. President Roosevelt collected stamps too, you know. So, they started giving explanation. The doctor started giving explanation. Even my friends also joined with whom? With the doctor. They said that there is one sign is his what? Stamp collection. So, he is saying that his grandfather also used to have the hobby of what? Collecting stamps. My stamp collecting, for example, that's a temporary refuge from reality. Well, maybe my grandfather didn't need. So, he is saying that, okay, you are saying Charles wanted to save himself from all the difficulties. But he is again taking the example of his grandfather and saying that my grandfather was not so unhappy. His grandfather didn't want to save himself from all the difficulties because he also had what? Stamp collection. So Charles is not ready to agree with whose words? With the words of the psychiatrist. See, he said that my grandfather did not need any refuge from reality. Things were pretty nice and peaceful because when he was staying, grandfather was living, that time it is a very peaceful atmosphere. From all I hear, and he started my collection. It's a nice collection too. Blocks of 4, practically every US issue. All stamps were there. All US issue stamps were there. First day covers. What's the first day covers means? At the time when a new stamp is issued, stamp collectors buy some of them and use them in order to mail envelopes, and the postmark will be there because they used to go and purchase. The stamp collectors, what they do? They used to go and purchase the new stamp, and what else they do? They used to use them. Why? That stamp mark will be coming there. So, from the stamp marks, what can you understand? It proves the date. The envelope is called the first day cover. Clear? That particular envelope is called what? The first day cover. I hope you understood what is first day cover. First day cover means at the time when a new stamp is issued, stamp collectors buy some of them and use them in order to mail envelopes, and the postmark proves the date, and from the postmark we can make out that in which date those stamps were used, and the envelope we use is called what? The first day cover. And so on. President Roosevelt, he said that not only my grandfather, even the president also had what? Stamp collection. So who is giving all explanations? Charles. Anyway, here is what happened at Grand Central. Now he is going to give you the explanation about the Grand Central. One night last summer, I worked late at the office. So one day he was very late at the office. I was in a hurry to get down to my apartment, so I decided to take the subway from the Grand Central. He just wanted to reach home early. So he had taken the subway from Grand Central because it is faster than the bus. That's why he went to catch a train because that is faster than what? The bus. Why did he decided to take the train? Because he was late and he wanted to reach home early, and the railways are faster than the bus. Now I don't know why this should have happened to me. I am just an ordinary guy named Charlie. So he is introducing himself. He is a very normal person and his name is Charlie. 31 years old, and I was wearing a tan gabardine suit. What is he is wearing? He is wearing a tan. Tan is, you can say, brownish color, and gabardine is a smooth cotton suit. He was wearing a cotton suit and a straw hat with a fancy band. He is wearing a hat also with a fancy band. I passed a dozen men who looked just like me. He is saying that he is just while traveling, he had seen the same type of dress people, so many of them, and I was not trying to escape from anything. So don't think that I am trying to escape from anything. I just wanted to get home to Louisa, my wife. Why was he in a hurry? He just wanted to reach home, to go near whom? His wife. What is his wife's name? Louisa. I turned into Grand Central from Vanderbilt Avenue. Vanderbilt is a New York. This is a place in New York, and went down to the steps of the first level. So he turned into the grand level, and from where? From Vanderbilt Avenue. From there he went down to the first level. When he reached where you take trains like the 20th century. 20th century train starts from the first level. Then I walked down another flight to the second level. Then he changed the first level to the second level, where the suburban trains means with commuting distance of a city, far away from the city. And suburban trains leave from, ducked into an arched doorway heading for the subway and got lost. When I reached the second level, I got lost. അയാൾക്ക് എന്ത് പറ്റി? അയാളുടെ വഴി മാറിപ്പോയി. എങ്ങനെയാണെന്ന് നോക്കൂ. That is easy to do. I have been in and out of Grand Central hundreds of times. I've been to Grand Central so many times. Don't think that that was the first time I've been to Grand Central. So, but I am always bumping into new doorways and stairs and corridors. And second level നിന്ന് അദ്ദേഹം പുതിയ ഡോറിലേക്ക് പോവാണ്. And once I got into a tunnel about a mile long and came out in the lobby of Roosevelt Hotel. Another time I came up in an office building on 46 straight, 3 blocks away. Sometimes I think Grand Central is growing like a tree, pushing out new corridors and staircases like roots. Now here the author is comparing the Grand Central into a tree. And whenever he used to go to the railways, he used to take different routes and he used to reach different places. That is mentioned in this paragraph. There is probably a long tunnel that nobody knows about feeling its way under the city right now on its way to Times Square, and maybe another to Central Park, and maybe because for so many people through the years Grand Central has been an exit, a way of escape. Maybe that is how the tunnel I got into, but I never told my psychiatrist friend about that idea. So what is he saying? That he was just went there. There is probably a long tunnel, tunnel undavam, and people may not be knowing it. Some of them must be knowing it, and it may reach to Times Square also, and another tunnel must be there that may be reaching Central Park also. So he is saying that he did not speak all these things to whom? The psychiatrist friend. The corridor I was in began angling. Angling means walking left and slanting downwards, and I thought that was wrong. But I kept on walking. He was actually inside his mind, he knew that he was going through the wrong path. All I could hear was the empty sound of my own footsteps, and I did not pass a soul. I did not even pass even a single person. He was just walking through the line. Actually, these are all his hallucination, as if he is walking away from that second level. And then I heard that sort of hollow roar. Hollow roar means open space and people talking ahead, and that means open space and people talking. The tunnel turned sharp left. I went down a short flight of stairs and came out of the third level at Central Station. For just a moment, I thought I was back on the second level. A third level എത്തിയപ്പോൾ അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് തോന്നി അദ്ദേഹം എവിടെ എത്തിയെന്നാണ്? സെക്കൻഡ് ലെവലിൽ എത്തി എന്നാണ്. But I saw the room was smaller. But when he started comparing the second level and the third level, he found this particular level is very small, and there were fewer ticket windows and train gates. അവിടെ വളരെ കുറച്ച് ticket windows ullu, adupole gates. And the information booth in the center was wood and old looking. And this particular level, that is the third level, when he reached, he had seen these differences. This is very important, this passage. What else he noticed? Very few ticket counters are there, and train gates also very less, and the information booth and the center was what was it made of? It was made of wood, and it was looking very old. And the man in the booth wore a green eye shade and long black sleeve protectors. What type of dress he was wearing? His dress code is also different. The lights were dim and a sort of flickering. Flickering means unsteady. The light was not very bright, it was very unsteady. Then I saw why they were open flame gas lights. Then he was saying that why they are open flame gas lights. Suddenly he realized that these are not electric light, they are gas lights. These are the differences he had found in the third line. And more is there in the next page. Here what did you learn? First one, he noticed that the very few ticket counters are there, ticket windows are there, and train gates are also less, and the information booth is also made of wood, and it was very old looking, and the person who was sitting in the information booth was wearing a different type of dress. That is, he wore a green eye shade and a long black sleeve protectors. And another thing he found, the lights were very dim and it was very unsteady. And not only that, he had seen they are not electric lights, they are gas lights. Clear? You mark this, this is very important. And more he had seen, what else we can see? There were brass spittoons. Now, these are all answer of one question only. There were brass spittoons. Spittoons kolambi nammal parayum malayalathilu. On the floor, and across the station a glint. Glint means tiny bright flash of light, or light caught by my eye. Ende kannilekku a light adichu. A man was pulling a gold watch from his vest pocket. What did he do? He just took out a golden watch. He snapped open the cover, glanced at his watch and frowned. These are the things he observed in that third level. One person just removed a gold watch from his pocket, and he just opened it and he frowned. He wore a derby. Derby is a derby hat. Derby is a type of hat. A black 4-buttoned suit with tiny lapels. Lapels means a part on each side of coat, or a jacket below collar which is folded back. Fold ചെയ്ത് വെക്കുന്നതിനെയാണ് lapels എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. And he had a big black handlebar mustache. What type of mustache he had? Handlebar. Handlebar means മുകളിലോട്ട് ഇങ്ങനെ പൊങ്ങിയിരിക്കുന്ന മീശയായിരുന്നു അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നത്. The differences he had seen. Then I looked around and saw that everyone in the station was dressed like 18, 19 something. So he had observed that the dress code of the people were entirely different. I never saw so many beards, sideburns and fancy mustaches in my life. എൻ്റെ ജീവിതത്തിൽ ഞാൻ കാണാത്ത സ്റ്റൈലിലുള്ള mustaches. Sorry. A woman walked in through the train gate. She wore a dress with leg of mutton sleeves and skirts the top of her high button shoes. She wore a dress with a leg of mutton sleeves. Mutton sleeves mean the puff വെച്ചിട്ട് കൈ ഉണ്ടാക്കുക. സ്ലീവ്സിൽ പഫ് വെക്കുക എന്ന് പറയും. ഫ്ലീറ്റ്സ് വെച്ചിട്ടുള്ള സ്ലീവ്സിനെയാണ് മട്ടൺ സ്ലീവ്സ് എന്ന് പറയുക. And back of her, out on the tracks, I caught a glimpse of a locomotive, a very small Carrier and Ives locomotive, that is American with a funnel shaped stack. Stack means chimney. And then I knew. So now he realized that the dress code of the people are entirely different, and the things kept in that area is entirely different. They are all old fashioned. That's what who had observed. Charlie had observed where? Charlie had observed in the 3rd level. Now you see, to make sure, I walked over to the newsboy and glanced at the stack of papers at his feet. പെട്ടെന്ന് അദ്ദേഹം ഓടിപ്പോയി ന്യൂസ് പേപ്പർ വിൽക്കുന്ന ആ പയ്യൻ്റെ അടുത്തേക്ക് പോയി. എന്തായിരുന്നു? It was The World. And The World has not been published for years. The World എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ ന്യൂസ് പേപ്പർ അത് എപ്പോഴുണ്ടായിരുന്നതാണ്. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ഇൻ ദ 1835 to 1907 ആ സമയത്ത് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്ന ന്യൂസ് പേപ്പറാണ്. സോ അത് ഇപ്പോൾ കാണാനേ ഇല്ല. അപ്പോൾ ആ ന്യൂസ് പേപ്പർ ഹു ഹാഡ് സീൻ Charlie had seen. The leading story said something about President Cleveland. Cleveland is the 22nd or 24th President of United States. I have found that front page since in the public library files, and it was printed June 11, 1894. When he had seen the newspaper, he understood that the newspaper is also very old one. I turned towards the ticket windows, knowing that here on the 3rd level at Grand Central, I could buy tickets that would take Louisa and me anywhere in the United States we wanted to go. So he just turned towards the ticket counter. He thought that he will purchase a ticket for himself and his wife Louisa. And what else did you do? In the year 1894, and I wanted 2 tickets to Galesburg, Illinois. United States ഒരു പ്ലേസ് ആണ് ഗേൽസ്ബർഗ്, ഇലിനോയ്സ്. അവിടത്തേക്ക് ടിക്കറ്റ് മേടിക്കാൻ പോയി. Have you ever been there? It's a wonderful town still, with big old frame houses, huge lawns and tremendous trees where branches meet overhead, and a roof of the streets. And 1894, summer evenings were twice as long. Now he is giving you the explanation about which place? Galesburg. He is saying that place is having huge houses, huge lawns are also there. And what else also? You can see huge trees also there with a lot of branches. And in 1894, summer evenings were twice as long, and people sat out on their lawns, the men smoking cigars and talking quietly, the women waving palm leaf fans with the fireflies all around in a peaceful world. Because he wanted to tell you, or he wanted to part with you, share with you the information about which year? 1894. People are very happy, very peaceful atmosphere. They all used to sit outside and they used to talk, and they use palm leaf fans and all. To be back there with the First World War till still 20 years off, and World War II over 40 years in the future, I wanted two tickets for that. He just wanted to save himself from his the sufferings. That is clear here. He just wanted to go back to which year? 1894. So he decided to go take his wife also along with him. Now he reached the ticket purchasing the ticket from the third level. The clerk figured the fare. He glanced at my fancy hatband because he is going back to the old age, isn't it? He is wearing a new type of hat. That's why the clerk was observing him. But he figured the fare, and I had enough for 2 coach tickets. So he had given the sum, how much money you have to pay. He already said the ticket counter, from the ticket counter, one way. But when I counted out the money and looked up, the clerk was staring at me because he had given the latest money, isn't it? The old money who wanted the person who was sitting in the to sell the ticket. I counted out the money and looked up. The clerk was staring at me. He nodded at the bills. That is not the money, master, he said. And if you are trying to skin me, are you going to angry me? Skin me means angry me. You won't get very far. And he glanced at the cash drawer beside him. Of course, the money was old style bills. So when he had seen his money is a new type money, new version of money, so that will not be accepted by the clerk. And half again as big as the money we use nowadays, because that was and different looking. I turned away and got out fast. There is nothing nice about jail, even in 1894. So Charles is saying that even in 1894 also nobody wants to go to the jail. So he doesn't want to go to the jail. That's why he just ran away from the ticket counter. And that was that. I left the same way I came, I suppose. I came back through the same way. Next, during lunch hour, I drew $300 out of the bank. So what did he do? He just went to the bank and he had taken $300 from bank and bought old style currency. That really worried my psychiatrist friend. He just went and exchanged this money with the old money. You can buy old money at almost any coin dealers, but you have to pay a premium. Premium means extra money you have to give. And my $300 bought less than 200 in old style bills, but I didn't care. Eggs were 13 cents a dozen in 1894. He was not bothered whether he has to give extra money to exchange for the old money, because in 1894 if he goes there, what will happen? Their eggs are very cheap. But I have never again found the corridor that leads to the third level at Grand Central Station, although I have tried often enough. But he went back to Grand level. He just wanted to again go to the third level, but he could not find it. Louisa was pretty worried when I told her all this and didn't want me to look for the third level anymore. Who understood that? Who had already told Louisa about the disease? The psychiatrist already told Charlie is having some problem, isn't it? So his wife was very much worried. Why did this man change the money also to the old money? And after a while I stopped. I went back to my stamps. But now we are both looking every weekend, because now we have proof that the third level is still there. Every weekend he goes and checks. He just wanted to prove to whom? To his doctor, because now we have proof that the third level is still there. My friend Sam Weiner disappeared. Nobody knew where. After few days, one of his friend Sam also disappeared. People don't know where he went, but I sort of suspected, because Sam is a city boy. I used to tell him about Galesburg. I went to school there and he always said he liked the sound of the place, and that is where he is. And all right, in 1894. So he wanted to go back to the time period. That is, he wanted to go back to in which year? 1894. So he is thinking that Sam also must have gone back to 1894. Because one night, fussing with my stamp collection, I found, well, do you know what a first day cover is? When a new stamp is issued, stamp collectors buy some and use them to mail envelopes to themselves on the very first day of sale. And the postmark proves the date. I told you in the beginning itself what is the first day cover. The envelope is called the first day cover. They are never opened. You just put blank paper in the envelope. And that night, among my oldest first day covers, I found one that shouldn't have been there. പെട്ടെന്ന് സ്റ്റാമ്പ് കളക്ഷൻ്റെ ഇടയിൽ നോക്കിയപ്പോൾ ഒരു കവർ കണ്ടു. ബട്ട് ദെയർ ഇറ്റ് വാസ് ദെയർ ബിക്കോസ് someone had mailed it to my grandfather at his home in Galesburg. That is what the address on the envelope said. He just read the address and all. And it had been there since July 18, 1894. And the postmark showed that, yet I didn't remember it at all. The stamp was a 6-cent dull brown with a picture of President Garfield. Naturally, when the envelope came to Granddad in the mail, it went right into his collection and stayed there till I took it out and opened it. What did he do? From the stamp collection of his grandfather, there is an envelope. He just opened it. What did he find? The paper inside was not blank, it read. So generally what the stamp collectors used to do, they used to go and purchase the stamp, they used to write, pick up an envelope and write the self address and post it, because that stamp will be used, and in the stamp the date is to be showed. And inside the envelope generally they keep the blank paper. But when he found this letter, there is something written. What was there? Just see, Charlie, I got to wishing that you were right. Then I got to believing you were right. And Charlie, it is true. I found the third level. I have been here 2 weeks, and right now down the street at the Dallies, someone is playing a piano, and they are all out on the front porch singing Seeing Nellie Home. Seeing Nellie Home is the song. And I am invited over for lemonade. Come on back, Charlie and Louisa. Keep looking till you find the third level. It is worth it, believe me. So they had undersigned as Sam. So do you remember? He said that his friend Sam is missing. Now he believes that his friend had written this letter, and his friend had already reached the third level, and there he is waiting for whom? Charlie and Louisa. Clear? And at the stamp and the coin store I go to, I found that the Sam bought $800 worth of old style currency. He found that also. Sam had also exchanged the money that ought to set him up in the nice little hay field and grain business. Why did he go there? Because he was a doctor, psychiatrist, is it? Why did he go to third level? Because he just wanted to do which business? Hay, feed and grain business. He always said that is what he really wished he could do. And he certainly can't go back to his old business. Not in Galesburg, Illinois in 1894. His old business, why? Sam was my psychiatrist. Don't you understand that? What was his old business? He was a psychiatrist. Do you remember when he said that he went and met a psychiatrist, one of his friend? Sam was his psychiatrist, and now he is missing. And Charlie is claiming that he sent a letter from there saying that he is waiting for him. This is the end of the lesson. Only thing you remember, this letter is also written by actually Charles only. Clear? It's all hallucination. He just wanted to get away from all the difficulties, and he wrote this letter and kept it. Thank you.